Big wit, ladies and gents! Pit the Swordmaster here, and welcome to another episode of Pitty and Pals React to Death Battle! This time, we'll be looking at Dante from Devil May Cry versus Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy. But before we get into the episode, I want to briefly go into my thoughts on the matchup itself. How is this real? After Asura came in and swooped away Dante's most popular returning idea, I just straight up didn't expect Dante to make a comeback to Death Battle. He had other ideas, plenty of them at that, but none that really had the notoriety for me to believe that we'd get any of them as a proper episode, especially compared to doing a different Devil May Cry character like Nero. I certainly didn't expect that he'd then get pit against a character whose game only came out 2 years ago, and for that character to be our first Final Fantasy rep not from Final Fantasy VII. I understand now why we ended up in this timeline, but I think I can be forgiven for being completely flabbergasted when we got the announcement for this episode. So, what do I think of it? I don't have the personal attachment to Clive to really confidently have strong feelings on who he fights, this matchup included, but from what friends have told me about him, this matchup does have a decent amount of sauce to it. There's some surprising depth to it thematically, exploring loads more of Dante's character than the pure hype beast many know him as, which is always pretty welcome, so I appreciate it on that front. Of course, the main attraction absolutely is that fight potential. Devil May Cry is the progenitor for flashy hack-and-slash games, similar to how God of War was the grandfather for more slow-paced and brutal offshoots of the genre. If there's one thing everyone knows Devil May Cry for, it's the incredibly stylish and visually striking combat and action scenes, both in cutscenes and proper gameplay, that makes for an insane spectacle. And Final Fantasy XVI... yeah, they might also be a bit flashy. Final Fantasy XVI has rightfully been likened to games like Asura's Wrath for the sheer spectacle of its boss fights, and so what you end up with is a fight that pretty much gift wraps insane levels of flashiness, coupled that with the sheer rawness of Devil Trigger against Ifrit, and I mean, how could you not be excited? There is some Kratos vs. Asura syndrome with how Clive has a way higher visible scale to his fights than Dante does, but while that isn't ideal, I don't think the fight is totally worse off for it. Whereas Kratos and Asura's fighting styles had so little synergy that they both felt alien to the pace and scale of each other's series' combat, Devil May Cry is so defined by flashiness and over-the-top spectacle that Dante keeping pace with some of the insane shit Clive pulls really wouldn't look that out of place for him. Even with Ifrit being significantly bigger too, the sheer explosiveness of his fighting style and his equal levels of mobility and zaniness helps to alleviate the usual issues with David vs. Goliath dynamics of the bigger guy having to swat at a fly the whole time. His usual style realistically doesn't have to sacrifice much to play off of Dante. More than anything though, what my attention is squarely on with this episode is that it marks the return of my favorite death battle animator, Torian Crawford. As someone who went to college for animation and aspires to be able to make a proper living off of it, Torian was one of the animators I most looked up to during my teenage years. While it's easy to see more cracks in his episodes with the show now after I've become more familiar with animation principles, nothing will ever match the sheer excitement whenever he would get to work his magic on a 3D episode back in the season 2 and 3 days. Which he was absolutely overworked for, but the effort is still appreciated. Torian, if you're somehow watching this, thanks for the memories you gave me, and thousands of others. Torian has already worked his magic for Dante before and has gone on record to say he really wanted to animate Clive, so safe to say I'm very eager to see how much he and the rest of the animation team cooks with this one. I may not feel too strongly in the matchup as a whole, but that doesn't make me any less excited to see this idea realized. So, let's rock! For this video, I got some of my friends to sit down and watch the episode with me. Will Dante raise this party to hell, or will Clive prove himself truly dominant? Let's find out!
Dude, this is like the last Tekken character we've had since Geese.
This is our first fighting game
My
character since
favorite Tekken character,
Uma.
Keith.
Yeah, he fought
Yeah.
he fought famous Shin Megami Tensei character Heihachi.
And Soul Calibur too.
Oh, this is the first mainline Mega 10 character we've ever gotten. How are we feeling?
That's fucked up. I
Yeah,
hate
that's
that.
just- It's
That's
just like how the
good.
last Soul Calibur character we got was Spawn.
Yeah.
Namco, please bring back Soul Calibur.
I will beg on my knees. I'll give my kidney or whatever we need from Soul Calibur to get seventh.
I'll sell
It would, be,
Loka.
it would be really funny if they had Dante in the next Soul Calibur game.
Dude, that'd go so
That'd be really
fucking
fun.
hard.
Yeah,
That'd be
that'd be
awesome.
fucked
I
up.
do,
That'd
like-
be cool.
I kind of remember there were like some rumors about apparently Dante being like in one of the Soul Calibur games. I don't know if it was like actually true or just that a rumor.
I think he was going to be one in one of them.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was planned for like Soul Calibur 4 or 5, maybe. Given around the time.
I think it was 3.
3. What is 3? Soul Calibur 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
with
makes
like
sense.
the time of around the time of DMC3, I could see that. Yeah.
You think they're only going to use weapons from 5 in the animation?
Probably.
Probably.
But if they show that Barrel's rifle, I can't have the biggest pop off. It's 4-in-1. People say I will have the biggest internal pop off you would not believe. I love that rifle. It is so cracked. It's
Why
so
did he just
good.
have a magic knolling rifle?
No, that's the thing. It
Dude,
doesn't even show up. That only shows up in the last 2 chapters. The rest of the time, that rifle is just standing on business as a random anti-tank rifle. Like it shoots through a whole bunch of metal. There's this like the beast heads. When it pops up, like halfway through DMT Novel 2, it's like shaking the entirety of the human realm. And Beryl squares up to it with that anti-tank rifle, just regular rounds, and shoots its jaw off with 1 shot. It is crazy. It like Trish's, like in the alternate universe in chapter 3, there's an army of Trish's that Voidwind sends out, and Dante's plowing through them. Beryl picks up with the rifle and starts just decimating them with the rifle. And then we go on to like the last chapter. She's like, oh yeah, when we were on the alternate universe Demon Realm, I got them to make anti-magic bullets. And then and Dante's like, what the hell? Why didn't you bring this up earlier? And she's like, she's just cool like that. Beryl's awesome. We love Beryl. And then she shoots it at like Chen and the beast heads and saves Dante's life in like the final page. And it is hype. We love Beryl. We love that rifle. I love that rifle. I need to see that rifle. Please, they need to bring it up.
I don't think we're getting Barrel's rifle in Dante vs.
No.
It'd be the funniest thing ever if a rifle from a fucking novelization of DMC2 ends up being what wins in this episode.
I'm wondering.
It's a prequel novel right into DMC2 at the end. Please, they need to at least talk about the analysis. I fucking love that rifle.
You can always write your own version with the rifle.
Yeah, with the rifle, yeah. No,
Classic Dante.
Dante
I didn't
versus
see it.
Clive. DMC's Devil Hunter versus Final Fantasy's Shield of Rosaria. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. By harnessing his own demonic energy, Dante bolsters his durability, letting him block kaiju-sized punches, move faster than a meteor, and regenerate like an unstoppable horse and a hell of a sword left by his dad.
Bring me the rifle.
Rebellion,
I need that
plus
rifle.
Ebony and Ivory, 2 magic pistols with endless ammo clips. And they say the perfect gift doesn't exist. But Dante's full arsenal is far larger.
Keep that in mind for Valentine's Day. Just gotta repair a fucking handgun.
Where is that rifle?
Yeah, you know someone's a badass when they off-screen the actual devil. Then
What?
there's my fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient hat
I
that
will
turns
teach
Dante
you
into
off-screen
basically
hockey.
Orville Peck. Oh, and shoots crystallized demon blood. Virgil was alive, but went down a very different path. While Dante was partying, Virgil studied the blade, seeking the power he needed to exert his will. Why isn't this working? Killing his own brother, something he came close to doing in their first meeting. But the defeat only spurred Dante's awakening. He learned to teleport using tricks, slow down time through quickssilver,
Say that again?
and double team. When Mundus got up to his old tricks, Dante battled the Demon Lord in a vast sea of stars.
Oh, here
A
it comes.
universe Mundus created on a whim. Even later, Dante one-shot a stronger opponent, future Mundus, who had completely so he's kind of a big deal. Literally, Mundus became a living universe just for Dante to shoot
Here
him
it
in
is.
the face. Then
Yeah,
there's
I know.
Gargos. A god so astronomically intense, he had the power of every other demon in existence. A divine deity of the sun that Dante also shot in the face.
Oh yeah, no, he like almost
guy.
no gift Voidwind in baseball
Completely
too,
forgot
by the
about
way.
him. Funny.
Dante
so
wins
Dante,
and he doesn't
despite
shoot
how
Ifrit in the
powerful
face.
Argosax was,
I'm gonna be very
it was
sad.
Just no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the hole in his heart. Sure, Virgil
yeah,
was a power-hungry weeb, but he was still his bro. Beneath
We're getting
Dante's
a story
antics,
coverage.
killing the last of his family
Finally
kinda
getting
messed
a
him up.
story
Until
coverage.
he learned his family wasn't as gone as he thought. It turns out he had a nephew, Nero, who Dante would help get into the family business in his own unveiled way. Amber did wait. So Dante was ready when Virgil somehow returned. Again. And made apocalyptic demon tree for what else? More power. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld. You can choose your friends, but not your family. But
if I had a nickel for every hack and slash protagonist we've gotten this year that had a feat of relating to a fucking tree.
He's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been. Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
Oh my god, he did it! Oh my god, they did it.
Sit down as we tell the tale of the kingdom
This battle
of
covers
Rosaria
spoilers for Final
and
Fantasy
its prince,
16.
Clive
You don't
Rosfield,
say.
a man destined to be a dominant,
Really?
the
I thought this
host
was
to a
gonna be Final
mighty
Fantasy 12.
guardian icon. Anybody who's
I
a
love
dog
Final
can
Fantasy
draw on
12.
magic
Please,
languages
please,
called
please.
ether. Well, he was supposed to,
And
but
there
Big
it is.
Bird said no thanks, and
Joshua.
instead picked his
That
son
could
little
not
brother
help
Joshua.
himself.
Parents don't play favorites,
The guy
like
from-
ancient
the guy
monsters
from
can.
Tekken.
Despite
The
the
guy from
rejection,
Tekken.
and because
Like,
the
Clive's
trauma
dad
of
is
everything
good
made
too.
poor
You like him.
Joshua lose
He's spot on,
control.
obviously.
Clive wanted nothing more than to help his
That's
brother.
3 out of 4 good
Perhaps
times.
this desire
I'm trying not
awakened
to
the
giggle
icon
with
that was
every
in him all
name
along.
drop of Joshua.
The fiery
Joshua.
beast. Boy, is he pretty wild one. Even
The thing I'm
so,
getting from
there
this
was
analysis
a
so
light
far
at
is
the
that
end
someone
of the
seriously
tunnel.
needed to call Child Protective
No, not like
Services
that.
for
Thanks
Clive.
to his friend Jill, the outlaw Sid, his doggo Torgal, and a very
Hi, Torgal.
therapeutic
Torgal.
of self-hatred,
Torgal.
Clive learned to carry the torch for his
Who gets
brother,
right?
fighting the real problems
That
plaguing
scene
his
is just
world.
like the
Crystals
Devil
and
King
racism.
one
In the
in
world
Tekken 8,
of
so it's so funny that they
Valisthea,
have
prejudice
Clive
is
in the
alive
DLC
and
and
well
that's
for
something so similar to
Basically,
Jin.
anyone who can use magic without special crystals. Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp
This is what we
slashes
call
and sharper
foreshadowing.
talons. From Sid, he received Ramuth, so he could summon lightning. From his babe Jill, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time
This reminds me of my
itself.
favorite
Diamond
character,
Dust.
Naruto Uzumaki from the hit manga series Naruto.
From this, and even reunited with Joshua.
I did
No,
not
Dante.
read
Alive all
Invictus as Invincible.
Surprise! Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well, yeah, that way, but also through Ifrit
By
by
boomstick?
using
By
part of
boomstick?
Ifrit's power. A god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation. But what made Clive strong enough to do all this?
Creation, you say?
Besides the majestic man cleavage, turns
Yeah,
out
yeah.
Clive's birth was orchestrated.
Nobody
He was intended to
watching
become
this
the
video
vessel
is going to
of
understand
Ultima,
what
an
we
ancient,
keep making a bit
all-powerful
out of
That
being
makes
that
it so much
created
funnier.
humanity, but abandoned them after they developed
That's a high
free will.
Ultima.
Meaning, aka someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others.
Brian,
Okay, that
yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
anime
talk
friendship
to
crap, but
Sam.
trust me, it made Clive in a giant 999,999 damage punch.
This
Okay,
reminds
so
me
it
of
really
my
was the
favorite
power
video
of
game,
friendship
Monster's
after all.
Wrath.
Man, this guy's got a future in shonen. Well, and his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rustfield, which he titled
Joshua.
Final Fantasy.
Joshua over.
Badum.
Joshua Final Fantasy.
That was a pretty good analysis.
The battle.
Okay, here it
All
is.
right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
It's
love
time
it.
Oh,
for a
yes.
death battle!
The guy from Tekken 8.
Oh.
No.
Come on. Okay.
Wow, that actually is the battle trick?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
This is our DMT too.
Hey, Dante.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble. Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
I won't underestimate you. One swinger. Nice out.
Fancy yourself a bard?
That's great.
I love that. Yeah. Have you ever moved?
He's moonwalking.
The fucking group.
That's right.
He's in a tank.
So good.
He's actually doing a punch. Like a
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a movie has.
You
double
clean.
ganger style.
No hiding in the shadows anymore, Smokey.
Hiding
Double
in the
clean.
shadows anymore.
My lady's rocket
His
launcher.
fucking shadow clone.
Time to see the light.
Okay, Bahamas. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Hell is that?
Oh, this is so good.
Devil trigger.
Double trigger on the motorbike.
Oh, there's a meter.
Oh,
LT Clive, you have to press LT, don't hold it.
Virgil's got some competition.
But we still haven't gotten Ifrit yet.
Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do. So the devil cries for more. Let's give him everything we've got. Just
the devil cries. That is. Let's strike to it. Strike to this. Yeah. Oh, we are getting it.
Oh my god, we got his face back.
The dragon's into his thing.
I won't underestimate you.
Come on. Oh, I love
Oh my god, you might have this.
It's in a bag, Smokey. I need it.
This is.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
You got JoJo.
That's okay, Clive won.
Flat like this.
Let's go. The guy's
damn it.
second inning, Clive again.
Alright. Dude, that was fucking cool as hell.
That was so cool.
Okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it was hard finding a definitive advantage.
Yeah,
either
makes
had.
sense.
This is best
Yeah.
explained
I
through
mean,
three
this is a battle we
categories,
could really
starting
find.
with stats.
Oh, they're just
Both
consolidating
Dante
stats.
and
Okay.
Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats, but their super forms evened out. Any
It's still
edge
crazy
Clive
to
could
think
get
that
from,
Final
say,
Fantasy now
Limit
has
Break
3
or
wins in a
Every
row.
Risen, Dante could match with Devil Trigger
And
or
2 are
Devil
the devil
Trigger.
may
In the
cry.
end, both have answers to
Okay.
most of each other's
Yeah,
powers,
devil may
making
cry.
it
I was not
still
expecting that to be a
anyone's
tie.
Which is why it came down to one major factor. Endurance.
Especially when
Just
fucking
how
Dante's
long
the
could these
best
two
at
keep
being
at it?
forward.
While Dante's super forms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger,
How many
Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster.
Clive's time in Ifrit Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer,
Maybe
fighting
6
for
to 7.
tens of minutes if necessary. But given how
gonna
close
kill
this
you.
match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive.
This is what you're
Clive
saying,
can
okay,
regen
overpower
lost
healing
limbs,
factor.
sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything. While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has
like it
been
wasn't
overcome in the
Dante versus
past
Bayonetta.
because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor.
Like when he got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius.
So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was, Clive was able
This
to
definitely
endure
wasn't the
just
stat
that
comparison
much
I was
more to get
expecting,
the
but
final edge. The
however.
devil was in the details, but Clive's victory is no fantasy.
The
Okay.
winner is
Mods,
Clive Rossfeld.
roll in Ash versus
Next
Yugi.
time on Death
Yeah,
Battle.
yeah, come on, Ash versus Yugi.
Budget.
Battle 2025 finale.
Oh,
Oh, it is.
oh no, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Ash
What a thing coming!
The space station almost
Subscribe and join
Alright.
as a member
Yeah.
to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Mods, roll in the 50 stars since Brian animators we're gonna need for this. Thought segment time. So, who wants to
This is
go
amazing.
first?
This is amazing.
Yeah, that's so good.
I can I noticed I'm basically on Clive's side at least because I'm not a super DMC head, but I'm sure people can talk about that portion. Clive was really well repped, like how he come with the different icons together, how they use moves like Mega Flare or like the counter punch from Titan, even like his basic
Yeah.
3-hit when he's fighting the doppelgangers or like Phoenix Shift and Charge Attack. There's like a lot of attention to detail that the animators did on his end that I really do appreciate after just finishing FF16.
Nice. Do you have anything to say about the analysis for Clive's side?
For the what?
Clive's
Yeah,
analysis.
Clive's
Clive's
analysis.
analysis. It's pretty good. I do
It's-
like
yeah, it's
them
really good.
specifically referencing like Jill Torgal,
Yeah.
Joshua, etc., and like how going over a story about being a former bear and how that like strengthened his resolve, and like both in like a literal strength sense and in a thematic sense, it made him a better, stronger person to beat Ultima and eventually save the world. It's a pretty good analysis for Clive. It's about what I wanted. I'm surprised
Yeah.
they didn't go over the DLC too much though. Like even in the animation, no Leviathan or Omega like at all. Ultima makes sense since it's before the Ultima fight.
Oh no, he did the because they said, oh yeah, Virgil's got some competition. He did the Odin thing, didn't he? Then.
Oh yeah, right. No, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just blanking on the name of it at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, I think Clive got like of the two analysis, I think he probably got a bit like
I
better
liked when they
because
showed,
I
like,
liked a lot
Nick's
more of
with
the
how close
like,
in the analysis.
yeah. He just got more like background story, like personal character motivation, because I was like it was something we saw with the previews with Dante's. I was thinking, I hope they go a little bit more into like the story and the background, like Dante's like early years and motivations, because they went kind of quickly from like childhood to like into
Yeah.
DMC3 stuff in Arsenal. So yeah, I think Clive got like the more complete, more comprehensive like whole character like arc and analysis from start to finish than Dante did.
Dante's analysis was still really good, though, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's still good. I maybe it's just me forgetting. Did Lady even get name dropped?
I do
I
not.
don't-
I don't think she did.
I don't think she did. Like it's not like too much for like Trish or Lady. Like they're massive influences on Dante. I was personally like hoping we just one name drop, but it isn't important in the grand scheme of things. Virgil and Nero are the main two.
Yeah.
Like
I
Trish
will say
she's the face of his mother. Like it's pretty important.
I will say for the fight, I really like how they use game UI, like the Zensetsuken bar, the double S from DMC.
Yes, yeah. I love that. And I would say
It
like
was the
button
triple
mashing
S,
thing.
actually.
There was a triple S, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, triple S and the button matching as well, which is really good.
Yeah.
The game UI was really good, and
Oh, I got
No,
the
I
JDK
kinda-
reference wrong. Donnie didn't get Gojo, he got Toji'd.
Oh, yeah,
I never even thought of
he
that.
did, didn't
I do want to quickly go over to my thoughts because I'm kind of in the opposite situation where I'm familiar with Dante, but not so much Clive. I do agree somewhat that I do wish that they brought up other characters like Trish or Lady, but otherwise, I did rewatch the previous two Devil May Cry episodes before this one, and an issue I have with both is most relevantly with Dante vs Bayonetta. I still enjoy that analysis for just being such a huge splurge on Dante's arsenal and whatnot, but yeah, they just don't cover Dante's story at all in it. Like, he gets maybe 2 sentences about what kind of character Dante is beyond just hype moments and aura. So I do
Yeah,
really
Rocky Rocky
appreciate that this analysis actually discusses what makes Dante nuanced as a character, while still retaining, like, all the fun elements of both how he fights and him as a person.
Actually,
And the
I'm glad
actual
you.
fight itself, I think
Feels
it's a
very Dante.
yeah, I think it's an absolutely perfect blend of, like, action and still, like, utilizing a good chunk of Dante's arsenal without leaving too much on the cutting room floor. Because obviously,
Yeah.
this fight's not going to be as long as Dante vs. Bayonetta, so they can't just use, like, every fucking single devil arm he's ever had. But I still feel like
and
they.
especially with like, sorry, no, you go on.
But yeah, especially with, like, all the budget and whatnot, and the fact that they were obviously going to do stuff like Sin Devil Trigger against Ifrit, which would have been a bit of a weird spot to have him use fucking Cerberus or whatever. But no, yeah, I think it was very well balanced, and I just absolutely love the final clash with Ifrit and Sin Devil Trigger. It feels like the perfect blend of, like, the scale of Final Fantasy 16 with the flashiness and style of Devil May Cry, without just feeling like all style and no substance. Like, it had so many great callbacks, not even just, like, with the UI, but just with, like, little visual references, like the two cleaving through fragments of the crystal during their
Yeah,
clash,
like the
similar to Dante and
DMC
Virgil
through
slicing up
rainbows.
raindrops.
Yeah,
Oh,
and like
oh,
and
that's
Clive, like right before Dante does Dr. Faust, where Clive like goes right through him, like how Dante slices through Virgil at the end of DMC3.
Yeah.
Well,
They
yeah,
also did something similar with the killing blow with Clive, how he throws the sword similar to how he throws it right at Ultima and it goes through his stomach.
yeah, I
The
caught
killing
that.
blow
It
idea.
was really good.
Yeah. And I also just liked a lot of Dante's line, like him referencing, I mean, obviously just stuff like jackpot, but also him calling the fight a bash, like what he and Virgil
Like,
does.
yeah,
I like
and
the
like obviously like the not hiding in the shadows anymore. Obviously, Devil Trigger lyrics,
No, yeah.
which
I
is yeah,
thought when Dante did a moonwalk.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was so funny.
I agree. I think this fight really balances out Dante's like silly moments with like a more like genuine serious fight pretty well. Cause like Dante's allowed to be fun and because that was one of my worries going into Dante versus Clive, especially after playing FF16. But I think they balance it out by having him mostly do it at base, and then like once Devil Trigger and everything gets involved, he just kind of walks in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I do think that, like, it's a small thing, but I also just really love their interactions in general with how. Because obviously
Into yourself
Clive is
a
from,
bar.
like, a much more old-timey setting. So even
more
though
medieval.
some of it is, like, kind of generic type talk, I do really like interactions like him seeing Faust and the electric guitar that's escaping me.
Nevin, yeah.
Calling
Who
Dante
the
a
hell is
bard.
that?
Yeah, you fancy yourself a bard. Yeah. And then when he sees Cavalieri when he's going down the
What the
giant tower, which is in itself a reference to
What
DMC3
the
as
hell
well,
is
by the way.
that? I cannot
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot do even a
Yeah,
half-assed British accent, man.
which like they don't always
Fancy
get
yourself
to
a
like
bard.
they don't always get to like obviously like bring
I
up the
appreciate
kind
like
of like
the
differences
direction of like
between
in terms of
the
like
two.
Dante's voice. Like I appreciate the different direction they went. Like it's like it definitely sounds like a bit more compared to like Stefan Flu and like Dante versus Bane. It's definitely like a more older take. Like and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Mm.
I
it,
appreciate they didn't
it,
Mm.
try to like
it,
sound
makes,
like Ruben like
it makes sense because this is this is an older Dante model.
yeah.
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 I do like how in what's it called? when Dante's going down I think it's supposed to be Mother Crystal, where
Mm.
it's
Yes,
going
yeah.
down. They have this track like kind of have a similar like techie like sort of opener to Titan Lost, which when I assume it's like a double reference to the Titan Lost fight and Clive running down across all the rocks and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I need to like listen to the track itself again.
Yeah.
Which like it'll be out soon.
The MC5's track is also pretty techy.
I do
Yeah.
really like
A lot more so than Dante's older games.
I do really like how the track sort of balances the tones of both series, because it has like the tech and even bits of like rap in there to kind of give the same like energetic flow that the Devil May Cry soundtrack has. But a lot of it also does just have like a very triumphant feel to it. From what I've heard of the Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack, similar to it, and even like how the victory theme is like this orchestral version of the Final Fantasy victory theme.
It's a very bombastic soundtrack.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I'm so mad they didn't bring up the rifle, not even once. The rifle.
Soma, you're a writer. You can do this.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, if I lock in, that rifle. I swear to God, I love that rifle. Should we like talk about like the verdict as well now? Because like we've covered like the fight as well, and just because like having worked on the blog, I knew like it was the G1 blog for those who obviously aren't familiar. But like it was insanely close, and it like ended up being much of what our conclusions were at the end.
Sadly,
I heard.
and sadly got the yelling make out scene.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lassie.
I was like hearing people talk about like Clive's adaptive evolution, and I was kind of confused about it until I didn't want to like read through the full blog because I wanted to finish the game before I really did anything, and I didn't finish it till like last night.
Yeah.
But
right before
once
the
I heard about
episode,
like
crazy.
once I heard about Logos and like Dante literally killing fucking Ultimencia in base form, I'm like, okay, yeah, that does make sense. So if the fight lasts long enough, Clive probably could just take it.
Yeah.
It really was a
And,
lot
like,
more simplistic than a lot of the stuff that was on the G1 blog, but that does also make sense because I feel like a lot of what was on there could probably kill a small Victorian child.
Yeah, but it just
Honestly,
like there's so much stuff. Like obviously, like Clive has, but like more especially Dante having all of these, like all the games and the novels and manga and all the stuff he gets from that. Like you gotta
a single
balance
game.
what we're like. Yeah, like you gotta Like Clive's just got the one game, the DLC. But yeah, it's just like it's striking a balance between obviously the best things.
I'm watching the fight again on one of my own tabs, and I honestly think I just like this more than Dante versus Bayonetta.
Damn.
And I get it. I still probably like Dante versus Bayonetta more from just personal experience, all that, but I think if I were to put that aside, I would definitely say this is just a better put together episode. Even like obviously accounting for the fact that this is on much better technology than Dante vs. Bayonetta, because that's a nearly 10-year-old episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I would hope it's better.
Yeah, I remember waiting like every single day replaying that like Dante Bayonetta preview with like the sound of silence. I don't know, you probably can't find that anymore. They probably deleted it off of the YouTube channel, but like that was like it was the most insane wait period for me. And obviously getting Dante again is just being amazing after so many years.
Yeah.
Nero needs to clutch up. I swear, if I have all of Sparta's descendants lose, I'm gonna crash out.
Hey, if you want one where he wins, just rewatch Dante versus Bayonetta again.
Yeah.
Save me, Mundus. This is base Hellboy we're fighting.
Yeah.
This is base Clive Frostfield I'm fighting.
Yeah.
It reminds me when I was playing FF16 and VC, and we were talking about Aaron versus Clive, and we were just making jokes that fucking prologue Clive just solos all of AOT. It's like, please help me get the founding Zeke. This is 15-year-old Clive we're up against.
No,
I was gonna say,
you know that meme of just the baby covered in ash? That's just the entire rumbling when Ifrit just
the
stands
rumbling
there.
Yeah,
Right.
15-year-old
kick
Clive
out.
Rossfeld, having watched all of his family die and his world crumble around him, immediately, roasting the entire rumbling.
What's he going to do when Clive takes him to space?
What's he gonna do when Clive walks near him? Like, just
Fucking David versus Kaneda ending.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, good episode.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
really
it's
fun.
really good.
Glad to be in one of these.
This might be biased because it's DMC and Final Fantasy. This is probably my favorite of the bunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Understandable.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's
I
fair.
definitely think it's my favorite Final Fantasy episode.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Same for me.
I do like Link Cloud too, but I might have to.
Link Cloud 2 is great, but
It kind of like fucks me up. They did not even verbally mention Tifa, like
They don't.
at all.
I know they verbally mentioned a lot in Link versus Cloud 2.
Childhood friend helps him through all of his mental struggles. Practically married with 2 children by the time of Advent Children. Does not even named. But Zack Fair, he gets named, equally as important, and he genuinely is important. But like Tifa,
I was just about to say, I think Zack is pretty important.
he is. Yeah, no, he is. He's very important. Like they obviously like they gave Zack that importance, but like Tifa, she's so vital to Cloud. I love like how Tifa and Cloud, their relationship, obviously not necessarily just in romantic, but just their connection to each other, how that, from childhood through all the way, they help each other and the effect that they have. And it's so important to Cloud and Tifa as people. I just like, please give me another Tifa episode. Like I need them to talk about that because I love it. It means a lot to me. Sorry for the ramble, by the way.
No, you're fine. Before I wrap this up, I just want to say, our good friend JS just DM'd me an image saying, once you've watched Dante versus Clive, you'll never stop wanting to beat Kratos versus Asura to death with your bare hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great note to end. So thank you guys for joining me here.
No problem.
No worries. Thank you for having us. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, can't wait to have like 16 people here for Ash versus Yugi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.
Yeah. Fun
Nice.
time to be here.